A movie trailer foretold Yu Menglong's death 6 months earlier. Earlier, after the film The Spark, starring the actress Tian Hai-rong, herself implicated in Yu Menglong case, was boycotted across the entire Chinese internet, another key figure has now been thrown into the storm. According to the People's Paper, mainland producer Fang Li, one of the main suspects in the 17-person dinner, has become the next target of mass online outrage. Fang co-produced the upcoming movie The Next Typhoon, but its pre-sale box office has reached only 12,000 yuan, around $1,684. On October 18th, Fang Li and the official Weibo account of The Next Typhoon released a statement claiming Fang had been dragged into baseless rumors and was now the victim of a coordinated blacker boycott. Still, they declared boldly, the film will premiere nationwide on October 25. No retreat, no surrender. But here's the chilling twist. October 25th is reportedly the exact date when Yu Menglong's mentor Sun Durong was threatened with death. And when the trailer dropped, fans were horrified. The trailer opens with a shocking image. On a dark, stormy shore battered by typhoon winds, dozens of gutted fish hang from hooks. Each one is suspended by a single vivid red thread, glowing like blood in the dim light. That red line immediately reminded viewers of the haunting installations inside Beijing's 798 Art Gallery. Inside the gallery, thousands of blood-red threads stretch across the ceiling and walls like pulsing veins, connecting hundreds of pairs of worn-out shoes. Among them, 3 pairs were identified as belonging to Chao Renliang, Qiu Feng, and Yu Menglong himself. The resemblance to the Auschwitz Museum's displays, where the shoes of Holocaust victims are preserved as testimony of their suffering, is impossible to ignore. But what truly sent chills down everyone's spine was the film's release schedule. The Next Typhoon was originally slated for April 4th, but was later rescheduled to October 25th for nationwide release. The gruesome trailer, however, was produced for the April premiere. So here's the terrifying question. Did that trailer predict Yu Menglong's death 6 months in advance? The image of the disemboweled fish eerily mirrors rumors that Yu Menglong's abdomen had been operated on in search of a USB drive containing evidence of money laundering by the masterminds behind it. Some netizens even claimed that Yu Menglong had long known the exact date of his own death. They say his killing was meticulously planned months in advance by those responsible. Recently, another shocking clip, allegedly linked to the Qihao Art Museum, which many now believe is storing Yu Menglong's body, began circulating on Baidu. The so-called promotional video shows a man bound tightly in ropes, wearing a suit identical to one owned by Yu Menglong, his body shape nearly identical. The most disturbing detail? His head has been replaced by that of a massive blue fish. To many, the message couldn't be clearer. Yu Menglong was turned into a sacrificial offering, a grotesque taunt testing how much horror the public can bear. But here's where things take another dark turn. Netizens soon discovered that the trailer wasn't posted by the official account of the Qihao Art Museum at all, raising suspicions that the clip was AI-generated. The real question now, was this a deliberate taunt from the perpetrators themselves? Or did a third party release it on purpose to stir chaos and outrage among the public? Just days earlier, a shocking claim surfaced online. A self-proclaimed insider from the Qihao Art Museum alleged that Yu Menglong's body was being kept inside a freezer in the museum's basement. Netizens erupted, saying this was proof the culprits were panicking. To them, that panic meant only one thing. Investigators were closing in. They urged authorities to keep pressing forward, to open an official case and uncover the full truth behind Yu Menglong's death. Adding to the horror, earlier findings revealed that one of the museum's themed installations, titled Chasing Fish, features a single fish frozen solid in ice, trapped and unable to move. Viewers interpreted this as the killer's demonic wish to imprison Yu Menglong forever, condemning his soul never to reincarnate. Digging deeper, some netizens traced the symbolism even further. They found that tying red strings to the shoes of the dead is an ancient sorcery ritual meant to bind wandering spirits and prevent their escape. eternally trapping the soul in silence. That realization led many to recall the words of feng shui master Ma Xian, who once explained on a TV program that in sacrificial rituals, practitioners would deliberately cut off the path to heaven to stop the victim's spirit from ascending to the celestial court and filing grievances. But Ma Xian also offered one final warning. Such evil magic may fool the eyes of the living, but it can never deceive heaven. The divine will come down, sooner or later, to bring justice for every wronged soul. And now, as more clues surface, that prophecy feels closer than ever. As the shadows of Yu Menglong's case continue to haunt China, another blow is landing. This time, a financial shock unfolding far beyond its borders. The U.S. strikes, Chen Zhi falls, Xi Jinping loses another money man. Before the Chinese Communist Party's fourth plenary session even begins, a financial tsunami has erupted thousands of miles away, in a place few expected, Cambodia. On October 14th, a massive coordinated strike led by the United States and the United Kingdom took down a mysterious figure known as the Prince. His name? Chen Zhi. His empire, built on over $15 billion in assets and 127,000 bitcoins. His fate? Wiped out overnight in what Washington and London called a cross-border financial decapitation. The move shocked Southeast Asia and rattled global financial and intelligence circles. But behind this international crackdown hides something far deeper than a fight against fraud. It's the opening shot of a power struggle that stretches from Phnom Penh all the way to Zhongnanhai. A financial decapitation on a national scale. The operation began with the U.S. Department of Justice. On October 14th, prosecutors in New York's Eastern District released two documents. One, a sharply worded criminal indictment. The other, a civil forfeiture order targeting 127,000 bitcoins. The message was clear. We'll take the man and the money. Moments later, the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, the so-called Financial Nuclear Strike Team, moved in, placing 146 companies and individuals on its sanctions list, freezing all their assets worldwide. Then came a deadlier blow from FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Invoking Section 311 of the USA Patriot Act, it declared Cambodia's largest payment platform, Huione Group, a primary money laundering concern. That single designation exiled Huione from the global dollar system, effectively sentencing it to financial death. Across the Atlantic, Britain joined the charge. The UK Foreign Office seized one of Chen Zhi's London properties, a gleaming skyscraper in the city's financial district worth £95 million, nearly 1 billion Hong Kong dollars. From Washington to London, a transcontinental net had snapped shut. Who is Chen Zhi? So who exactly is this man? Why would two of the world's most powerful nations go to war over him? According to the U.S. indictment, Chen Zhi is a young entrepreneur of exceptional business acumen. Born in 1987 in Lianjiang, Fujian, he moved to Cambodia at 22 and founded the Prince Group by age 28. Within a few years, he became one of Cambodia's most powerful, red-cap, businessmen, a national advisor to both Prime Minister Hun Sen and his son, Hun Manet. The Cambodian king himself granted Chen the elite title of Niek Okna, reserved for tycoons of national stature, equal in rank to a minister. For a foreign-born youth to rise so quickly to the summit of power could only happen with extraordinary political backing. The glamorous face and the dark core. But the U.S. Justice Department's evidence exposed a chilling reality. Behind the glittering facade was a nightmare. Thousands of young people were imprisoned and beaten inside his Golden Phoenix Park. Rows of phone fraud cubicles lined up like terracotta warriors, factories of digital deception. Investigators uncovered internal ledgers labeled in Chinese, A2001 Vietnam Order Farming, B2002 China Chat Team, B2003 Western Chat Team. These codes revealed a vast global network of telecom fraud and sex slavery operations. Under Cambodia's top-level protection, the Prince Group had evolved into a full-fledged criminal empire, combining scamming, human trafficking, and money laundering under one roof. Huione, the money laundering engine. If the Prince Group was the nuclear plant producing black money, Huione Group was the reactor that processed its toxic waste. Though it appeared legitimate, a household name in Cambodia, Huione was, in truth, Southeast Asia's largest underground financial hub. The U.S. Treasury revealed that through a subsidiary called Huione Guarantee, later renamed Hao Wang Guarantee, the company ran thousands of criminal groups on Telegram, offering one-stop services, stolen phone lists, fake banking apps, and professional laundering teams. Their process was precise. Create fake trade networks, recruit money mules to open accounts and transfer funds, break the money into smaller sums and convert it to USDT. Sell the USDT through Huione to gamblers and Chinese tycoons, converting it into clean US dollars. This streamlined system ran for years, flooding Prince Group with fresh cash daily. Even more explosive, the main shareholder behind Huione was Hun To, nephew of Prime Minister Hun Sen. Together, Prince Group and Huione formed Cambodia's twin titans of crime, shielded by the ruling family itself. The CCP Connection. Chen Zhi's reach, however, stretched far beyond Cambodia. A former Chinese intelligence operative, codenamed Eric, revealed he had been dispatched by China's Ministry of State Security to infiltrate Prince Group companies as part of Operation Fox Hunt, Beijing's global campaign to capture dissidents abroad. Eric said he personally witnessed security officials from Beijing and Chongqing meeting inside Chen's private club, Yunshan Pavilion, to plan covert missions. The U.S. indictment later confirmed that Prince Group bribed Chinese police and state security officials to receive advance warnings of law enforcement raids. Together, these findings closed a chilling loop. Prince Group wasn't just a criminal network, it was a foreign proxy for China's state security apparatus, executing covert missions and funneling wealth to elite families. Chen Zhi wasn't merely a tycoon. He was the offshore extension of Xi Jinping's financial vault. Family ties to Xi Jinping. According to political commentator David Zhang, Chen Zhi's protection and wealth stemmed from a direct familial link to Xi Jinping's inner circle. Zhang traced this connection through Huang Kunming, party secretary of Guangdong and former minister of propaganda, one of Xi's closest confidants. Huang's wife has an elder sister, Chen Zhi's mother. This makes Chen Zhi Huang Kunming's nephew-in-law, binding him by blood and politics to Xi's most trusted ally. This relationship positioned Chen Zhi within Xi's personal and political network, granting him exceptional access and immunity. More importantly, Zhang asserted that Chen Zhi helped manage a portion of the Xi family's wealth, especially assets tied to Xi's elder sister. These funds, funneled through Cambodia, were laundered and legitimized through real estate, casino, and crypto investments operated by Prince Group. In short, Chen Zhi served as a custodian of Xi's offshore fortune, the financial bridge between Zhongnanhai and Cambodia's gilded underworld. The Mechanics of Laundering. Zhang further detailed how this secret wealth management network functioned. First, transfer of assets abroad. The wealth of Xi's relatives and top party elites was moved out of China under the guise of legitimate foreign investments. Second, Cambodian intermediaries, entities like Prince Group, received and cycled these funds through real estate, casino, and cryptocurrency projects. Third, legitimization. Once cleaned, the money was reinvested into China or converted into high-value assets overseas, luxury properties, trusts, and companies registered in the US, Canada, or the UK. This system not only laundered money, but safeguarded the fortunes of China's ruling class. That's precisely why the DOJ's investigation into Prince Group carries such weight. It strikes directly at the hidden wealth pipelines sustaining Xi Jinping's inner circle. BRI, the geopolitical cover. Zhang also linked these schemes to Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. He noted that Southeast Asian nations receiving BRI investments often became hubs for financial crime, money laundering, and political manipulation. Cambodia exemplifies this pattern. Through the BRI, China poured billions into infrastructure projects, ports, roads, casinos, each doubling as instruments of influence. Under Chen Zhi, Prince Group became the financial arm of Beijing's interests in Cambodia, cementing both economic dependency and political control. In essence, the same machinery that built highways also built networks of corruption, fusing soft power with black money. Transnational criminal networks. Zhang's analysis uncovered a vast interconnected web, spanning Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, and the Philippines. At its core were notorious figures like Xi Jinping, operator of Myanmar's infamous KK Park, where scam victims are imprisoned, tortured, and forced into labor. One case involved Chinese actor Wang Xing, who was deceived into traveling to Thailand, kidnapped, and taken to KK Park, where he was beaten and had his head shaved. These operations linked directly to Prince Group, Huione, and Sky Casino, forming a synchronized regional syndicate that laundered billions through cryptocurrency and fake trade. Huione acted as the backbone, processing crypto transactions and coordinating partners such as Golden Sun and Sky Casino. Dirty money was converted to crypto, cycled through legitimate hotels, breweries, and real estate projects, and then reinvested as clean profit. This system allowed criminal cartels and political elites alike to operate in plain sight, behind a facade of development and modernization. The Palau Incident. The trigger. The decisive strike from Washington and London wasn't just about crime, it was about national security. In 2024, Reuters revealed that Chen Zhi's Prince Group, through a shell company called Grand Legend, had invested nearly $1 billion in Palau, securing a 99-year lease on an island located near a new U.S. radar base. For the Pentagon, that was not business. It was infiltration. Even more alarming, Chen's representative, Rose Wang Godan, vice president of the Palau Chinese Association and a CCP United Front member, attended the CCP's 70th anniversary celebrations. She even tried to introduce Macau Triad boss, Broken Tooth Wan Kuok Koi to the Palau president to open a casino. That wasn't commerce, it was a quasi-military provocation. U.S. intelligence concluded that Chen Zhi and his empire were acting as CCP agents embedding influence in America's strategic backyard. The joint U.S.-UK assault was therefore a counterstrike in the geopolitical war, not merely a criminal raid. Turmoil in Beijing. Meanwhile, inside Beijing, the political ground was shaking. As the fourth plenary session neared, Zhongnanhai was gripped by purges. Defense Minister Li Shangfu and multiple rocket force generals, once Xi's loyalists, vanished. Xi's iron circle was collapsing. At the same time, Xi's right-hand man Kai Chi, the regime's gatekeeper, became mired in scandal. The British Parliament released documents identifying Kai as the ultimate recipient of the CCP's UK spy network, turning him into a political liability. Kai's alleged illegitimate son, actor Chai Yijia, is believed to be tied to the mysterious death of actor Yu Menglong, sparking massive public outrage. And Chen Zhi, rumored to be another of Kai Chi's illegitimate sons, was simultaneously crushed by the Western strike. For Washington, this convergence of events was perfect timing. Once Beijing's internal purges weakened Chai Chi, Prince Group's protection disintegrated, allowing the U.S. to move surgically. The strike achieved three goals at once. First, sever Xi's offshore funding channels. Second, cripple the CCP's global intelligence network. Third, empower anti-Xi factions within the party. This was no ordinary financial raid, it was a political surgical strike. Implications and consequences. Zhang warns that the DOJ's campaign may expose the deepest vulnerability of China's leadership, their reliance on secret offshore wealth. If Western authorities trace and freeze these assets, they could shatter the economic foundations of the CCP's ruling elite. For Xi's faction, Cambodia was more than a foreign playground, it was the vault. And now that vault is cracked open. The Mirror of a Dynasty. Chen Zhi's downfall is more than a criminal case, it's a mirror reflecting the CCP's internal decay. He bridged three pyramids of power: Cambodia's ruling dynasty, Beijing's state security apparatus, and the global underworld of illicit finance. Together, they formed the Black Gold Triangle, the international extension of China's rule by corruption. The US-UK joint strike demolished that triangle overnight, cutting off yet another of Xi's secret treasuries. Analysts warn this is only the beginning. When corruption within becomes too vast to conceal, exposure from outside becomes inevitable. Cambodia was merely the test site. The next targets could be Hong Kong, Dubai, or even Shanghai. The fall of a prince, the end of an era. From Chen Zhi's meteoric rise to his annihilation, barely a decade passed. He embodied the perfect fusion of power and corruption under Xi's China, a symbol of how the elite thrived on black money and state protection. His international decapitation is not merely the fall of one man or one family, it marks the prelude to the collapse of an entire system. Today, Zhongnanhai may appear calm, quietly preparing for the fourth plenary session. But beneath the surface, the undercurrents are violent. Who will sink in this storm, and who will rise to power? The answer may already lie within that unexpected financial explosion that began not in Beijing, but in Cambodia. Because the fall of one prince may well mark the collapse of a dynasty. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to drop this icon in the comments to help us beat the YouTube algorithm. If you found this analysis valuable, please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching. See you next time.